Hello everybody, I'm EntranceJew, and today I'm going to show you how to install virtual audio cables and get multiple audio tracks in OBS as quickly as humanly possible. First off, you're going to have a copy of the installer and you're going to run it. If you have 64-bit, bought it your computer in the last 5 years, it's going to be 64-bit. Check that you're an advanced user. It can't tell. It will never call your bluff. I previously had virtual audio cables installed. You can ignore those if they happen, but if it ever asks you to reboot, please, for the love of goodness, reboot your computer. Now, I have 4 virtual audio cables. That is because last time I did this, I had 1 audio cable. You will probably have 1 to start out with. You will not be able to change the number of cables unless you disable all of your virtual audio devices. As you can see, they keep switching which one's in use. So now that I have disabled everything, I can change it to 1, and you can change it back to 4. Now we want to enable the line 1s through 4s, and all of these other things are disabled, unavailable, and we don't care about that, so we're just going to uncheck show unavailable devices. On this screen we need to re-enable these, and then we can hide everything we don't care about once more. So the important thing with virtual audio cables is that you go here and you disable exclusive mode and everything, and that it's set to 48 kilohertz. This is very important. You're going to do this on every playback device. Disable exclusive. Okay. Properties. Apply. Properties. We're also going to do this on every line. In the recording panel. It's a little bit tedious to do up front, but it is worth it. Programs like Skype will interfere with it and make everything awful. Speaking of, when we want to, on this communications tab, we want to set it to do nothing. We don't want it to duck audio. We don't want it to touch audio. We don't want Windows to interfere with our audio channels in any way whatsoever. Alright, so now we have 3 audio devices and 1 down mixer. What do you mean down mixer? Well, I'll explain. First, we're going to rename all of our VAC cables now. We're going to have this one. We're going to be naming this one down mix. And VAC 1 down mix is going to be the guy that we're going to be listening to, where all audio is going to go. Everything that needs to be heard is going to go there. And VAC 2 is going to be desktop audio. I guess audio is redundant. We're just going to call it desktop. Desktop audio is VAC 2. And we have to name them the same so we don't get confused. VAC 3 is going to be our guests whenever we have somebody talking over Discord and not Skype. We're going to be listening to them through guests. And then VAC 4 is going to be my mic. Anything that anybody's ever going to hear is going to be happening through VAC 4. So as you can see, these badges here got swapped around a whole lot. The one that I'm using here is a microphone. That is my default device. I'm not going to change that for this tutorial, or else you might not hear me anymore. So VAC1 downmix is what everything we want to have is going to play through. First, we have to set desktop to our default playback device. If we open up a file and it plays music, audio device default, you can also set it to our default recording device. It's going to happen through VAC to desktop. Now, as far as microphones go, we're going to have to duplicate. Let me just close this and reopen it. We're going to have to duplicate my headset. I've turned on my physical headset, and I'm going to go to the properties on it. I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen on this device. It's going to listen on my microphone. That is just so that if you have several microphones or several things that you want people in Discord to hear, you would add a virtual audio channel for those, and then you would mic it. You would listen to this device on your mic. Now, for desktop audio, you're going to listen to this on downmix, which is VAC1 downmix. Same thing with guests. Trust me, it'll make sense. Downmix. And then on downmix, you're going to want to listen to this device on your actual headset. If you have speakers, don't. Now I can hear everything beautiful happening in my ears. My actual headset, it's nice. This is a nice little song. In addition, inside of Discord, let me open up another copy of OBS, launch anyways. And for the sake of not confusing you, I'm going to move the other one over. So now I have a guest's audio, and I'm going to set up OBS and Discord. First, inside Discord, I need to have all output to happen in the guest's audio. Now I like it. You're going to level with guests through Discord like this. If your output page looks like this, you're going to want to note down all your settings and then switch it to advanced. We're going to leave this audio track 1 alone. Remember, audio track 1 is what gets streamed. It's important that you have a recording format that supports multiple audio tracks like MKV. If you use FLV, you will not be able to do that. And if you use MP4, it'll get lost if OBS ever hangs when you're saving your information. We're only using 4 audio channels, so we're just going to uncheck those ones for now. And inside here, we're going to start naming our audio tracks. So audio track 1 is the one we're streaming everything from. So we're going to have that one be named all audio. And then for everything else, we're going to have that line up with our names for our virtual audio cables. Remember, number 1 is not the same. I have confused the settings page.
I like it.
So we will have track 2 be desktop. We'll have track 3 be guests. And track 4 be my mic. Awesome. So now we have all these labeled. We will now go to the audio page and actually assign the devices. For our desktop audio device, we'll be using VAC2, which we've also named desktop. For our, I guess you could use, for our first first audio device, we want that to be our mic, and we want number 2 to always be our guests. I know the numbers kind of line up, but there's no real way to cut it that makes sense. I tried to make it simpler for understanding the audio tracks here, and you might thank me later for it. Alright, so just remember, our audio is always going to be mic aux 1, our guests are always mic aux 2, and all programs are going to come from desktop audio. So now we're going to go, the easiest way to get to advanced audio is from here. We're going to disable all of these checkboxes, every single one of them, and then we're going to set them up again. That way we know what the heck they're doing. So mic aux 1, that's us. Mic aux 2, that is our guests, and desktop audio is our games. We're going to want to put everything inside of track 1, and then once we have that set up, we're going to remember, how did we set up that other page? Well, let's find out. Settings, audio, that's not the right page, this audio. All audio, desktop, guests, my mic, track 1 through 4. That's what we've labeled them. These are just the labels for the tracks that don't actually assign to an audio device until we go to that other page. So, come back here.
Human music.
So we know that my mic is going to be labeled 4, and then our guest audio is going to be VAC 3, like here, and then desktop audio is going to be VAC 2.
I like it.
So now we have all of our things set up. We can start a little quick recording. We'll do that right now. So now we have, to explain, we have all of our audio in track 1. This is what gets sent to Twitch. This is what everyone will hear. They'll hear everything together. So if you have to level everything, you have to do it from here. And then when we stop recording, we're going to open up a short little recording here. This is what we just recorded right now. Everything here is the video we just shot, and we're going to hear by default audio track, all audio, desktop, guests, and my mic. We could split this together. I'll show that off in a different little thing because it may vary for you. But we have a MKV that now has separate audio channels, and now we will be able to set everything up in a way that when we're editing a recording, we can just go back and it's no big deal. We can say Tommy was too loud on Discord. Well, you can just duck him, tell him to shut up, and remember that for next time. So anyways, that is the easiest way to set up virtual audio cables. Again, the most important part is that you have these guys listening to where you need to. You may need to adjust their individual levels, mostly on the recording page. You may need to bump these up so you can level them individually. If you need to permanently put your guests at a different volume than yourself, like you may not be at max volume here, you may want to move all these up to maximum volume and then mess with them. This is the same as messing with these things from here, is that my microphone is being listened to on VAC 4, so it shows up like a device. You can level them from this leveler, or you can go in from here. Personally, I prefer to do most of my work from this leveler, and I find it a little bit easier to work with. And so here we can say we want our desktop audio to be quieter than our guests, and our downmix channel that only we can hear. So our downmix channel is just for our audio that goes to our headset. But over here, if you want to adjust the actual volume of the guests, you have to do it on the recording page on the levels. That's before it gets to OBS. Anyways, I hope this was helpful, and have a smile day.